Rational numbers, number 6. Full practice exam, number 6. Classify each number as rational or irrational. So rational numbers can be written as a fraction. If it's a decimal, the decimal terminates or repeats. There are all these lists of things that make rational numbers. As a quick way to check, if it was me, I would focus on what makes something irrational because it's a very small list of things. Okay, an irrational number is pi. Anything that has pi involved in it at all, automatically irrational. It's also a non-terminating decimal. That means a decimal that never ends. So what you'll see is you'll see a number with 3 dots at the end. And the digits you have, no pattern. So there's no pattern to the digits that you can see, and you have these 3 little dots at the end. That means this decimal never ends, nothing ever repeats. That makes it automatically irrational. The third thing is the square root of a non-perfect square. So if the number underneath the square root symbol is not a perfect square, it's automatically irrational. So looking for those 3 things, in my eyes, when you're getting ready for an exam, that's the most efficient way to answer these questions. Because anything that doesn't fall under those 3, automatically rational. So let's take a look. My first one. The number 5 is not a perfect square. Nothing times itself equals 5. Irrational. The number under here is a perfect square. So this is going to simplify to -7. It's not pi. It's not a decimal that never ends. And it was a perfect square. Rational. So if it does not fall into one of these 3, it's automatically rational. So let's look here. I have a decimal, so we look at the non-terminating decimal. I don't have something that has ... with no pattern. This right here, this little repeating symbol, means it's rational. Next decimal. This decimal ends. It doesn't have the ... at the end with no pattern. This ends, so it makes it rational. My last number has pi. That's a problem. That makes it irrational. So if you can remember these 3 things, you can decide if it's rational or irrational.